Kaspar.
Yes.
Hello. I would say Friday. I would say good morning, but it's not really good morning. The world is on fire. I think
Mm-hmm.
a lot of problems. What we're going to do today, we're going to talk a little bit about Ukraine. I think we can't go around it, but not too much. I think.
No, we were going to talk about in general how it's affecting the markets, not
Yeah.
only the stock market, but all the other markets, the commodity markets,
Exactly.
the gold market, etc. And
Yeah.
also, there was some news about some stocks. So
Yeah,
I think you can highlight on that one.
Yeah, I had a few companies that came out with figures yesterday, Thursday. BASF, German chemical company, they're really suffering from the supply chain vulnerability. So they're really suffering from not getting the products, etc. So their figures were not so good. We had the Swiss giant insurance company, Swiss Re. They had a much smaller profit than expected due to natural disasters. If you're driving a car and your gearbox, 9 out of 10 is from Valeo, and they're suffering as well because of the fact of the lack of chips. Holcim, the largest cement factory, they had really good figures in the end. They went up 2.1%, much better than expected profits. And I think for a lot of people, Alibaba, AliExpress, third quarter earnings beat all the expectations. For the year, the stock is up 14%. Of course, it's still hammered. Compared to last year, it's almost 60% down. So I think that's just in a nutshell all the companies that came out with figures yesterday. Looking at the market, yesterday we were out Thursday about 2.5% down at the opening, and then by the end of the evening, I was actually surprised because a client said, "What's going on?" He asked me and he said it was 9:45, and the market was up 1.6% or something in the US.
Yeah,
and
turned. Yeah.
And you saw mainly that they said it was due to the dip buyers, so companies or for investors buying the dip, and mainly in the larger tech companies, so as Meta, Netflix, Google went up, Amazon went up, etc., etc., etc. So all in all, I think a lot of things are happening, and we're still not there. I mean, it's exciting times.
No, what you said in this morning is that everybody is following the news now more than ever. So everybody knows what's happening. So we can't add anything to it, especially that based on the fact that every hour there is something news.
Yeah.
So it's affecting the whole world. It's affecting the financial markets. If it is affecting the commodity market, especially, I think if you look at, for example, that it's an important contract, a gas contract. It's from the Netherlands, a TTF contract, and it went up yesterday at 33% to 119 euro per kilowatt hour. Megawatt hour, yeah, sorry. And that was not even the highest level, because it was in December, I think it was 167. So yesterday it went up 100 to 119, and in 167 it was at the beginning of the winter. But that's gas and oil are, I think, the main drivers now, especially in Europe. Oil went through the 100 again this week. Yesterday 105, now trading at 101 and 102. You feel it at the pump, but still it's not the levels. I don't know when it was 6 years ago. It was trading at $150. It's now only $100. So there is a lot of but the prices at the pump are the highest price, of course, inflation and more wages, etc. But it's quite a big difference. So I think it should be more transparent where it goes. So, but I think that will be a problem for the next weeks.
Definitely.
Wheat is also something that's on the highest level in 13 years, because from the area where the conflict is a lot of wheat coming on. So we will find that also, because wheat is used a lot. It's a really important commodity.
Etc.
Normally, I think you spoke about it last week, the gold price.
Spoke about the yen, Japanese yen.
Yeah, but you also mentioned the gold price.
Yeah, gold price, yeah.
Because you mentioned Japanese yen is historically a good hedge against
inflation. We saw it becoming stronger on Wednesday and yesterday morning, but then in the afternoon it went back up to the level where it started. So it was not really like picking up yet.
Yeah. No, but you mentioned also that
the gold price wasn't
not a good hedge. And you see it also now. This week it went up a little bit, 1970 around yesterday, dollar per troy ounce. Today, Friday, it went back to 1916, so it was quite a drop. Of course, it's going up a little bit. what else? Oh yeah, you were talking about currency. If you look at the euro dollar, the euro is getting weaker against the dollar. Yeah. It was around 1.14, I think. It's now back to 1.117, something like that. And it's also a little bit strange that the FIX, sort of volatility index, is not going up that much. And a month ago it was trading around 30. So with high volatility, it's a high figure. It's 30. Then it went back during this month to 20. Now it's again trading at 30. And yesterday it was 36. You see a spike because it goes really fast.
Yeah.
And that's also for people that trade in options or invest in options, because if you sell an option, you want to have as much premium as you can get, and normally with a high volatility, you get more premium.
Yeah.
But you don't see it that much in the option premiums yet. On the other hand, people that are thinking about buying a stock for a simple 100, or they're selling a put at 90. There's a big chance that stock was 150 half year ago. So they also keep in mind, the levels, the previous levels, and where you sell a put option.
Correct.
I'm not going to talk about options, but we only we touch on all the products, all the things in the market, and I think that's and also you wanted to mention the sanctions. That are since this week, since 2 days.
Yeah, the sanctions. Yeah, they seem. I mean, they present them as being really heavy, heavy sanctions. But like what the Ukrainian president also says, he doesn't see it in the air and on the ground. So, the biggest thing, of course, what they didn't put in place was the SWIFT. The ban on the SWIFT, and it's because SWIFT is it's a company that's based in the UK, I think, what I heard this morning on the news, and it's a private company, and about 2% of those payments going through SWIFT are from Russia. So they say, well, and they have made some sort of agreement that they will not be influenced by political consequences. So you could say, is this good or right or wrong or bad or whatever, but they didn't put that in place. I think,
No, I want to mention you had some clients who wanted to buy
the sanctions in the sense,
certain stocks.
Sorry, I'm on the wrong step. Exactly what is also true. Yeah, we saw that many larger Russian large caps, such as Yandex, which is, so you can compare that to Google, or SBER Bank, which is like a digital bank in Russia, or which also Gazprom, for instance. Yeah, those stocks, they got hammered yesterday. The stock market in Russia went down almost 40-50%.
Yeah, the whole market. Yeah.
And then you have clients, they want to pick up those stocks, but those stocks are actually on those sanction lists, and they get distributed to the supervisors by the supervisors to banks in this case, and they are obviously free to do with it what they want. But in this case, clients, they couldn't actually, or people couldn't actually buy these stocks anymore. And I think it's a fair thing as well. And Wednesday I had somebody on the phone, he wanted to buy a company, and obviously it went down yesterday with 50%. And I said, there's so many things that you can do, and trying to take advantage of a situation like this. Of course, you're free to do that, but it's always a difficult thing. And obviously banks need to follow what is set out by the regulators, I think.
100%.
Yeah.
And also, you were just mentioning about the Russian stock market. You only hear about the news about the direct
sanctions.
Yeah, but I think the indirect sanction is that the stock market is down 50%. That's hurting a lot.
I don't know the relevance of the Russian stock market.
But for the Russian people more than for not Russians.
I think domestic-wise, they will be investing in that market quite a lot. I assume. I think. I'm not sure. Maybe something that we can have a look at for next week, the size of the market, and just to share that information with you. Yeah,
but I only wanted to mention is that you hear a lot about the economic, and you cannot trade, and you're not invest in those companies. You cannot, especially tech, that can be an advantage for the Russian. But the market itself, that's also really important. I think.
Yeah.
That was not mentioned a lot.
No, totally not.
So we hope for better times.
I think we all do, and of course, in the first place for the people in the Ukraine, and then afterwards, of course, the stock market. No?
So thank you for watching. Again, I hope for better times, and have a good weekend. Give us a little thumb, and see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.